extremely tall building, very modern, made of glass. Looks as though it hasn't been finished, but it has been completed, and it looks as though it's been sharpened by a pencil at the top, by a pencil sharpener, and you can go up it and see a view of London, wonderful view of London at different heights. I believe you can buy places to live there as well. It's a lot of money.
So it's tall, has a big bell at the top. Sometimes the politicians will stand around it waiting for work so they can check the time before they go. It's very popular, it's by the River Thames, and it also has a lot of gold around it. It's one of the most expensive clocks in England.
So I guess it's a big round structure. It's near the river. It's not that old, it's probably 10 years old. And it's run by British Airways. And it's almost like flying, I guess, is the closest you'd get to it. And it's always a good view. Whatever day, time, it's always good. Yeah, I guess you have to queue for it, that's the other problem, and you have to book for it, so you can't, it is a bit like flying in that sense, and you do have to go through security as well. But as I say, it's worth every kind of penny. You probably only do it once when you're in London. And yeah, it's a good, definitely a good tourist attraction if you're in London.
Okay, it's a very long building near the Thames, made of light-coloured stone, and it's got a tall clock at one end. And there's a lot of important people who work there. Okay.
Okay. Okay, yeah? Oh, it's a dark, scary place where scary things happen. It's underground in the deep, dark side of London town. You will be scared. You don't know what might jump out at you, but there's a lot of morbid history there.
It's in the shape of a huge wheel, and there are little pods on it where people can go in. You can go in like about 20 people at a time, and when you're right at the top, it goes round and round. When you're right at the top, you can see the whole of London, and it's a very famous attraction.
So it's the tallest building in Europe, and the material is glass, and I actually don't know how many floors it has, but it's very, very high, and you can get a lift and go up to the viewing platform, and you can see the whole of London and the surrounding areas, and it's very beautiful. The architect is Italian, and it's very expensive to go up there.
People's heads get chopped off here. It's kind of a tower. It's in London. And it's like boats go under, and then, so yeah.
Well, it's a bridge and it goes across the Thames. It has two towers, and when boats that are really tall pass under it, the bridge opens so that they can get under it easily. You can cross it, and it's made of lots of bricks, and it's really old. It's brown and green, and well, yeah, it's really old, and it's one of London's icons.
Right, it's a big church with quite a big dome, quite popular in the city of London, named after a famous saint, and it's not far from the River Thames. There you go.
The place of religion, where people go to worship and to pray. It's an iconic place in London. It's a massive tourist attraction. It holds royal weddings, funerals alike as well. It's of historic importance to London. It's got a whispering gallery. It's in East London. It's in the city of London. In the square, it's within the square mile.
This is a building, one of London's oldest buildings, related to a royal household. It's on the River Thames. It's built of stone, many stones. It's a large, rambling building, famous for the fact that were the black rooks to ever leave this building, the monarchy of Britain would come to an end. Inside this building sparkle some of the greatest hard elements of planet Earth, called diamonds. And again, these represent a huge form of history stolen from other countries in the world. They were not found in Britain. They were stolen from the mines of other continents called Africa, etc. Put into a crown that exists there, along with a long standing of men, and only recently a woman, who look after the said jewels. And there you go. Work it out.
Shall I look at you? Or camera, the lens, or I'm a director, so I know.